The misinterpretation of events around us, misunderstanding of what is happening in our life, is because we have disregarded the manual and the model. Let me give you an example. We all want children. May Allah bless us with children. We all want wealth and position. May Allah grant us wealth and position. But when you have wealth and children, what do you think you have? We all say we have blessings, favors. Allah says, no, that is not the definition of favors. That is not the definition of goodness. When I grant you something or I refuse to grant you, it does not mean success or failure. Whatever I give you in this world is fitna. It is a trial. So when I give you something, and then you add the Quran and Muhammad, it means you follow the Quran and you follow Muhammad, then that thing translates into success. When I do not grant you something, and then you follow the Quran and you follow Muhammad, then it translates into success. If I grant you children or I grant you wealth, and then you refuse to follow the manual, the Quran, and Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the children and wealth turns to failure. This is the definition he has given. And if you look at Quran chapter 64 verse 15, Allah says, innama amwalukum wa auladukum fitna. Your children and your wealth, they are trials. So how do you turn your possession into success? You will now go to the Quran and find out what he asked you to do with your wealth. If you do what he asked you to do with your wealth, then your wealth becomes success. Allah Akbar. If you fail to do what he asked you to do with wealth, your wealth becomes failure. Your children, the possession translates into failure. So what did I say? I say trials, fitna, love, world, houses, position, children, wealth, plus the Quran, and which we interpret according to the Sunnah of Muhammad, equals to success. That is when children becomes favor. But the example is this: Allah is the Lord of word and opposite. Some people can speak, some people are dumb. Allah created some people blind, some people can see, some people can hear, some people are deaf, some people can walk with their legs, some people are created without it. It means Allah is the Lord of word and opposite. But what is the difference? Allah says there is no difference between the one I give and the one I do not give. Both of them are on trials. I, Allah, I am the examiner. And in Surah Al-Anbiya, Quran 21 verse 35, Allah says, Kullu nafsin dha'iqatul maut. Everyone will taste death. Wa nabluukum bisharri wal khairi fitnatan wa ilayna al-masir. Allah says, every soul shall taste death. You know what? When I say I am testing somebody, it is not somebody who lacks. No. When I give you, I am testing you. When I don't give you, I am testing you. How do you pass the test? You go to the Quran and find out how I have directed you to use what I gave you, and how I have directed you to do if I have not given you. So let's start with the mouth. Some people can speak. If you can speak, my brothers and sisters, you are not lucky. And the person who cannot speak is not unlucky. You are not lucky because immediately Allah gives you the product, Allah gives you the manual. So this mouth, Allah tells me, as soon as He gave me the mouth, وَمَنْ أَحْسَنُ قَوْلًا مِمَّنْ دَعَا إِلَى اللَّهِ وَعَمِلَ صَالِحًا وَقَالَ إِنَّنِي مِنَ الْمُسْلِمِينَ. The best way you use this mouth is to call people to the way of Allah. Number two, Allah says you want to use this mouth, اتَّقُوا اللَّهَ وَقُولُوا قَوْلًا سَدِيدًا. Fear Allah and say only what is the truth. Allah says again in Surah Al-Saf, Quran 61 verse 2, Allah says, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu lima taquluna ma la taf'alun. Oh, you will believe. Why do you say what you have not done? كَبْرَ مَقْتًا عِنْدَ اللَّهِ أَن تَقُولُوا مَا لَا تَفْعَلُونَ. It is hateful in the presence of Allah for you to say what you have not done. How do I use the mouth? Allah tells me in Surah Al-Hujurat, يَا أَيُّهَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا إِنْ جَاءَكُمْ فَاسِقٌ بِنَبَإٍ فَتَبَيَّنُوا. Yes, you can speak, but when somebody brings any story to you, investigate before you start spreading rumor, so that you do not become someone who will regret ever destroying an innocent person.